Hello, my wonderful friends. It's me, and it's time once again for a story. I was trying to turn my fan off. I left it on. I'm really good at this. Yeah, I'm a professional YouTube moron, I believe is the word I'm looking for. Anyway, let's read a story. This is from Reddit user LizCat. It's been a little while since we've had a story from LizCat. I'm excited for this. This is Single Pringle, the Pring-ening. Okay, I'm not really sure what to make of that, so let's just go. Hey, Moonhorse.
Hey.
Sango and the celestial cult herd. It's been a while since I posted here. Been pretty busy lately, and I haven't really had time to sit down and type this out. Before I begin, I want to do a special shout out and thank you to YouTuber Addicted to Mako for the title suggestion in the last Pringle video. I'm sorry this took so long to upload. I forgot I hadn't brought it up again. So in the last story and video, I briefly mentioned the manslaughter attempt and then never came back to that. Well, that's what this is about. Oh boy. This honestly took so long because I'd forgotten that I mentioned it, and I just kind of never came back to it. But enough of my lazy procrastinating. You came for the Pringle, and he is back to harass me. Yay. Unfortunately, this chapter isn't super exciting and is rather short. This lastest chapter, yes, lastest? But possibly not the last, takes place right before I went back to college for my last semester. It was my very last shift for the season, and the air conditioner in the entire store was broken. Oh, lovely. Of course, it's the hottest day in August, and we're trying to close up and get everyone out of the store on a Saturday. We're all frustrated and rather annoyed that no one would get out of the store and stop messing up all the things we had just cleaned up. Before you ask, no, we could not just shut the doors, even though, believe me, we all really wanted to. It was me, Hokage, Pringle, and a few others, and we were all dead tired. As we're wrapping up and finally locking the door, I went out to our clearance room and pushed all the clothes under the racks, because I was not hanging those up so close when we were just getting ready to run out the door. Hokage came in and was kicking them back out on the other side just to mess with me. I have a hanger and nothing to lose, man, I said dryly, waving the hanger in my hand. Note, our hangers are pure obnoxious wood. Hokage held up his hands in submission. Alright, fine, assault me on your last day. I let out a and finished hiding the clothes before flopping on the floor. Are we done yet? He sat next to me and nodded. Tyler's counting the register. Pringle murdered a mannequin, so that's busted. I sat there for a second, then sighed. Okay, how? Flirting with it. Flirting. With the mannequin. Yeah, I guess I'd die too. Hokage let out a laugh and stretched some. So Mariah, Jesse, and I want to go grab Olive Garden, and you can come, our treat. It's almost 10, and they're open till midnight. I sat there for a moment, contemplating it. Alcohol on you guys, too? He shrugged. I mean, we'll get booze. With your size, it'll probably take like a kiddie menu, and we can't let kids have alcohol. I punched him in the shoulder, and he kind of laughed it off. I offer food, and I'm the one who gets hit. No withholding alcohol gets you punched. Fair assessment. Alcohol causes brain damage. And there he was. Pringle had somehow learned to sneak around the entire store without us hearing him. At this point in our relationship, and by relationship, I mean the strained tolerance I had for him while he was in my presence, every bit of his existence killed me. What do you want, Pringle? He came over and sat right next to me, but was quickly disappointed when Hokage grabbed me by the arms and dragged me over his lap and set me on the ground on the other side of him. Well, I heard you guys were going to dinner and I wanted to come. Hokage barked out a laugh. Dude, we're not paying for you. I never asked you to. I can pay for myself. Hokage looked at me and then slightly nodded to Pringle. I sighed a bit, sitting and weighing my options. At this point, I figured he'd come anyway, since there's only one Olive Garden in the area and it's pretty easy to get to. Even if we didn't allow him at the table, he'd just sit at a table alone and watch us, and I think that would have been even worse than him sitting with us. I sighed, deciding to go with the lesser of two evils. Okay, fine, you can come, I said, deflated. Pringle fist bumped, yes, fist bumped, the air, and full-on sprinted for the break room, clipping his foot on the table at full pace and body flopped on the floor before scampering up and hurrying inside. Hokage and I were on the floor crying. We were laughing so hard. We quickly cleaned the rest of the store and closed shop, inviting Thomas with us, Thomas being our lovely manager. As we all made our way out to the car, Hokage came with me. Hokage has a car, but usually just metros because it's easier. This is some context for later. Dinner went surprisingly well from what I can remember, and I was treated to a few strawberry mojitos. This is why dinner is a bit fuzzy, and subsequently, so is the rest of the story. Hokage, being the sweetheart he is, had a beer and that was about it. He was going to be driving me home. I didn't live far, but he was not letting me drive home buzzed. Not that I was going to try to. Yeah, not even if you're just buzzed. It's not safe no matter what. I was going to leave the car and walk home, which was a dumb idea anyway. As we all headed out, Pringle ran to his car and got in. Kid had a Mustang, and on our salary, I'm not sure how. Finance. Also, modern Mustangs? Fucking garbage, just saying. Be mad, I don't care. But he had one. As I was walking through the parking lot and got to my car, Pringle waved at me after starting his car. "Oh, hey, Luzka, check this out," he said, revving his engine, or attempting to. I mean, yeah, it's probably a modern Mustang, which means it's got those fucking aluminum engines. Now, I'm a fool when it comes to cars, so I may be getting this wrong, but when you're attempting to rev the engine, I believe you're supposed to keep the car in park and floor the gas pedal. I mean, unless you have a manual transmission, yeah. Well, Pringle didn't do that and shot forward, right towards me. Of course, my fight-or-flight instincts decided to fail at that exact moment, and I just kind of stood there frozen. Holy shit. Luckily, Hokage was walking in front of me to get to my car and unlock it. He turned around, hearing Pringle yell out at me. When he saw what was happening, he reached out, grabbed me by the front of my shirt, and yanked me out of the way of the car, getting some form of a squeal and yelp out of me at the same time. I felt the car briefly brush my rear. Yes, the vehicle touched me before Pringle could or ever would. Pringle's car went up on the curve, scraped the undercarriage of the car, and he quickly hit the brakes. The others came running over, asking if I was okay, and screaming at Pringle, asking if he was out of his mind. Pringle attempted to grab me when he got closer to check if I was okay, but Hokage pulled me away from him. Everything's a bit fuzzy after that, but I remember just wanting to go home, and then Hokage driving us back home. We live right across from the bus stop, so he was able to go home with no problem, even though I insisted that he should stay. The others checked up on me to see how I was doing, and I was bombarded with a series of texts that I will never answer. Pringle pops back into my life every once in a while, but I really attempt to keep my distance. Recently, he sent flowers to my old job directed to me, but I've been gone from there for almost 4 months at this point. I'm sorry this story wasn't as exciting as the last two, but I did want to make sure that I finished it, for now, for all of you. That's the story of how Pringle almost killed my ass, and how his car managed to grab my ass before he ever did. Until next time, lovelies. Oh boy, this dude just don't know when to fucking quit. Okay, so I mean, I'm not gonna stop making fun of, especially modern Mustangs. They're fucking garbage. You just be mad at me. I don't even care at this point. They just are, man. Okay, I don't fucking care. There's a lot of really neat stuff in there. The only one that's actually interesting is the electric one, and that's because electric cars are cool. Again, fight me, I don't care. But as for, like, how they're constructed, I mean, they're like fucking Pokemon at this point. They're all mass-produced so that you have to buy a brand new one to get a bigger engine. Unlike, you know, the Fox body, in which was manufactured for the 8-cylinder, and they just put a 6 in it so you could upgrade it whenever the fuck you wanted. But I digress. How did this man's afford a fancy car like that with his minimum wage job? Well, again, vehicle lots are, if you have good credit, they love to prey on young people. That's just a thing. Because, hey man, now you owe them a shitload of money, and they're going to make sure they get that money out of you. And if they can't, they'll just repossess the vehicle and sell it as used. They get their money no matter what. Bastards. As for his attempt to, like, remake Fast and the Furious in the fucking parking lot like that, yeah, if you're revving your engine, you should either put it in park. Park's probably the best answer, because at least that means that the, you know, parking system is engaged and it's not going to move, but neutral also works as long as you keep your foot on the fucking brake, and then you can rev the engine. But a lot of times, yeah, if you have a manual transmission, you're supposed to do it like that. I have no idea what the hell he thought he was doing, or maybe he just wasn't paying attention. But, yeah, I think almost hitting someone with a car is definitely going to ruin your chances at a relationship, my dude. That's totally not fucking cool. What a fucking weirdo. Why? I still want to know why he was flirting with the mannequin, though. Please tell me that's a joke. I have a feeling it's not. I have a feeling it's actually, like, real, but why? Why? Several questions, and none of them have answers. But I suppose that is the nature of stories in our Neckbeard world, isn't it, kids? So many questions, never any answers. But that is the end of this one, and I hope you all enjoyed it. Thank you again to LizCat for sending it in, and thank you all for being here. If you did enjoy this, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I have a Ko-Fi and I have a merch store. Just checking both of those things out really helps this channel, so I'd appreciate it. And if you can't, that's okay too. I have a subreddit, which is where this and many stories come from, r/Moonhorse Stories. You can drop yours there, and I'll definitely check it out. I also have my own Discord server if you want to come hang out with me and all my weird friends. We're an interesting group. I use interesting in giant quotation. You can't see it. This is an audio show. I could animate that, but no. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. I love you all so very much, and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye!